What's up, guys? Pittsburgh White Schwartz back again with another Rush Rundown video. This time, we're going to be going over Cardcaptor Sakura in the English competitive metagame. This is going to be a quick, concise overview of CCS's strengths, weaknesses, and notable cards that you need to know about. While these aren't meant to be totally comprehensive, we have a lot of information here, so feel free to pause if it's going a little too fast. So Cardcaptor Sakura has somewhat of a bad rep for being a kind of old-schooly set that was a real letdown to a lot of players who were anticipating something powerful as an English exclusive set. However, the set has proven to be good enough to get tournament wins and even compete at the highest levels of play. They have a big power spike at level 2 with powerful change early plays that have a variety of different offensive and defensive effects. All popular builds of Cardcaptor Sakura are going to have an on-reverse combo at level 1 that gets to 6,500 power. It's either going to salvage or search on reverse. Cardcaptor also has an Amagi that allows them to generate card advantage every time they play a climax from their hand as well. The change early plays all have different effects, so make sure to keep an eye out for which one your opponent might be running. The most important thing to know when playing against Cardcaptor Sakura is the different possibilities for change targets they have for their top-end combo. All the change combos change off of the 2-1 Sakura you see to the left. On play, she allows the Cardcaptor player to potentially refund their stock, and then beginning of climax step, Cardcaptor player discards 2 characters, pays 1 and pops the Sakura back to their hand in order to summon the change from waiting room. Out of the 4 different options Cardcaptors can run for their change targets, there are only really 3 that you need to watch out for. The yellow one is kind of bad and doesn't see any play. The red one you see here, Cardcaptor Reflect, is a powerful combination of offensive and defensive abilities starting at level 2. Cardcaptor Reflect sits at 11,000 power on its own and shrinks the character in front of it by 1 soul, meaning your attacks are not going to be dealing as much damage. However, you can try to use this to your advantage by attacking for more precise damage. This card climax combos with Gate Climax and gets 2 abilities till the end of your opponent's turn. Whenever you attack this character, you take 1 damage. This is for any type of attack, be it a front attack, side attack, whatever. You'll take 1 damage when you swing into this on your follow-up turn. And the other effect says the Cardcaptor player cannot receive burn damage during this card's battle. To clarify, during this card's battle means everything except a side attack. The second you declare your card as frontally attacking, the card is considered in battle. So if you have an on-attack burn effect, something like a Last Shot Xenon, for example, make sure to side attack with that card if you want the burn effect. Cardcaptor Reflect is one of the more popular options for the CCS top end because it's off of Gate Trigger and has the most powerful effects on the field. The next change target for Cardcaptors is Record, the green target. As long as this is on the field in the front row, she and all of your opponent's other characters get plus 1,500 power. So this also sits at 11k in the front row, and if your opponent has 2 of them, which they will after the climax combo, they will be sitting at 13.5. And when they play the climax, they can pay 2 and search their deck for up to 2 characters, add them to their hand, and then summon another copy of this card from their hand. Most likely, if they do not have another copy of this in their hand already, they're going to search a second copy of this, potentially even a third copy. Besides getting extremely beefy in terms of power, this card also has a climax-less clock kick effect. They can discard 2 characters to clock kick you on reverse. This effect, as well as the 2-1 Sakura's change effect, require Cardcaptor player to discard 2 characters specifically. So make sure your opponent is not discarding any climaxes by accident. The final option they could be running as their top-end combo is Cardcaptor Siege. This card also sits at 11,000 power, and when it comes into the field, your opponent draws 2 cards and discards 1 card. When it attacks, it gets the generic Soul Wall effect, allowing it to target and minus 1 soul on 2 of your characters at the start of your next attack phase. Being able to draw 2 cards on play, as well as the climax being a pants trigger, allows Cardcaptor Siege top end to very easily loop this combo multiple turns in a row. Try to get them off the field as quickly as you can, and do not let them wall you out for the rest of the game. This is probably, however, the least played option of Cardcaptor's finishers because of color restrictions. Getting into some less recognizable cards, Cardcaptors has access to a 2-1 Fumio. Although somewhat weak at 7,500 power, this is an option for Cardcaptor to shuffle all but one of your climaxes back as early as level 2. This card doesn't see a lot of play, but it is something to keep an eye out for. If you see this card flow into your opponent's waiting room or their hand at any point, keep in mind that they could potentially screw you if you leave your deck in a weak state. Aside from the level 1 combos I mentioned at the start of the video, both of which are 6,500 Shimikazes on reverse, Cardcaptors will often try to splash red at level 1 to play Mini Sakura. This is a box topper promo that is a 1-1 unkillable. As a lot of the metagame for English still requires reverses at level 1 for their combos, this card completely denies that combo in a single lane, as well as being immune to cost bombs, which have become more popular. Any costed character that you play is going to certainly get over this card in terms of power, so if you have any 1/1s of your own that you can crack back with, or cards that you might have standby'd out, definitely use them in this lane to kill this card, so they do not keep generating advantage every single turn with it. As far as their traditional backups go, they have a vanilla 1500 backup as opposed to the 2k backups most sets get, and they also have a 2-1 anti-change sack counter. Also watch out if your opponent has a lot of red cards in their deck. Even if they are not playing the Reflect top end, they could still be running the Clear Card Reflect event, which is a money counter for 4 stock. For common builds you might see with Cardcaptor Sakura, as I said earlier, pretty much every single one is going to be running a change combo of some kind for their top end, either changing into Reflect, Record, or Siege. You can identify which one of these your opponent is playing by paying attention to what climaxes they're triggering throughout the game. If they're triggering gates, they're on the Reflect finisher, bars for Record, and pants for Siege. Make sure to pay attention as to which build they're on, because it is not immediately apparent at the start of the game, and you want to make sure you can set up to effectively deal with their level 2 board. Also seen here are the Shimikaze combos at level 1. The more popular of the two is the red salvage Shimikaze off of Stock Soul. However, your opponent very likely could be running the Frogasuit Sakura as a way to get more yellow fix for their level 2 change. Wrapping it up, Cardcaptor Sakura does have access to a Riki, which is run at 3 or 4 in most Cardcaptor lists, as it mills 2 cards and salvages your level 1 combo. Cardcaptor Sakura will usually run the 2-1 anti-change counter, as well as potentially running the 2-4 money counter. It's hard to say which is the most popular build for Cardcaptors, but what you can expect to see is either one of the level 1 combos mentioned in the last slide into one of the 3 change finishers. The set is very strong at setting up multiple level 3 characters at level 2 with their change effects, which do not require any early play conditions to be met. However, if you're able to answer their early play boards, it can leave the Cardcaptors player stranded for resources. And aside from their powerful change combos, Cardcaptors is very underwhelming at the lower levels. Though Cardcaptors endgame can be pretty explosive with their change combos, their early game at level 0 and level 1 is pretty underwhelming. Most of their options are very dated and require reverse to generate card advantage. And overall, the popularity of the set is low. And that's basically Cardcaptor Sakura. If you liked the video, please drop a like or leave us a comment and let us know how we did. It really helps us out. We'll be releasing more rushdowns on Wednesdays every week with our usual deck techs on every other Friday. Along with these links we drop at the end of all of our videos, we'll also link some sample deck lists below if you'd like to see some more in-depth examples of what you might run into at a shop challenge or regional. And with that, we're done. Pittsburgh White Schwartz signing off, and we'll see you all in the next one.